This is the Triple Crown of Polo.
Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to World Polo League coverage. We're here at Valiente for our second match of the day, the U.S. National Mixed Doubles Championship. That's a mouthful. I think I got it right. My name is Gus Wyla. I'm joined by Dawn Jones. Dawn, thank you so much for sitting in with me this afternoon.
Thanks, Gus. I'm really honored to be here today. This is an exciting day to see the women and men's play mixed doubles. I'm really excited about the idea that the women's handicap will be implemented along with the men's handicap at the same time, because in women's polo, as it's growing rapidly, it's like the fastest growing sector in polo. It's really important we focus on that women's handicap and try to encourage as many different countries and associations as possible to adopt that handicap scale. And they're being used, I think, in about 9 countries right now, but we've got 50 countries that participate in the Federation of International Polo. So in order to have a true World Cup, a women's World Cup, which we'd like to have one in 2020 with FIP in Argentina and Buenos Aires, it would really be great to see this promoted as much as possible. So I really applaud Valiente and Grand Champions for promoting the women's handicap and supporting women's polo the way they have.
Well, it'll be, I love everything you just said and the concept of what we have going on out here today. Dawn is the Vice President of the Women's International Polo Network, and I can't wait for you to kind of tell our viewers a little bit more about that as we move on. I spent some time in Denver this summer with Erica and the gang out there, and kind of saw, she was talking about the WIPN and the big launch that was coming up, and saw some of the rollout stuff and some great women's matches in Denver this summer, and it's exciting. It is.
It is. I mean, it's a good group of women that came together. They're all women polo players who decided it would really be great to have a network or sort of a sophisticated chat room where we could all bring polo players together from around the world, whether from Iran, India, Thailand, Argentina, U.S., England. We wanted to be able to create a platform that everyone could get to know each other and then try to build better teams and even tournaments around the world in a circuit that would not clash with another date. So the professionals could really work throughout the year, plan their life, maybe have a family.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, outside of polo.
Sure.
So it's beginning to show signs of progress.
Right.
And we launched during the Women's Argentine Open this last December, and it's been growing very quickly since then. So I'm really excited about it. I'm happy to be a part of it, honored to be a part of it. And Erica Gannon-Carr-Sachs is the head of the Women's Committee of the United States Polo Association. She recognized the need for such a platform to have a world calendar of circuit dates, to have player profiles. It's nice to have resources to help teach people how to host a women's tournament, whether it's arena or outdoor, different handicap flights that are recommended. I think that helps a lot of countries. I mean, there are countries around the world that are interested in joining, and Saudi Arabia, for instance, wants to promote women's polo. We'll see how that goes. We'd like to see any women have a chance to play the game or team sports. But, you know, also in France, you know, they're implementing the women's handicap and they're growing their sport there, and they've got a great tournament in Saint-Tropez in July. So we want to see more of those tournaments available for women to then create, again, opportunities for them to fine-tune the handicap, because right now we're still trying to sort out those handicap levels. But
it's a tough thing to do. It's I mean, bringing the world together, you know, essentially the minds around the world together to have the same or you know, a like-minded view of how it should roll out is tough, and it sounds like you've got a good start with about 20% of the countries participating, and more coming on board. If we look live here at the field, they're doing some going through the opening ceremonies here at the Valiente field. We're on Valiente field number 1 this afternoon. The Valiente squad will be in blue jerseys here today. Audi in red. The Audi squad lining up with Mili Sanchez in the number 1 position, Nina Clarkin at 2, Alejandro Novija Estrada playing the number 3 spot, and Mark Ganzi playing back here for Audi at number 4. For those of you who are expecting to see Pablo McDonough out here today, Pablo took a little tumble in his match this morning, and he jumped right back up. We got word that he was A-OK, not able to, he sat down for a little while, but was able to finish the match out there, but was found a replacement for himself here this afternoon. So Alejandro Novija Estrada filling in for Pablo. For Valiente, the lineup is Bob Dranavis in the number 1 position, Pamela Flanagan, actually the president of the Women's International Polo Network, the WIPN. Pam playing the number 2 position, and a pair of cambiasos on the back door there, Mia at 3 and Adolfo at 4. Our officials have the teams lined up and the ball is in play. Chucker, number 1 of the U.S. National Mixed Doubles Championship, off and working. Cambiaso, Adolfo there, hits downfield for his daughter Mia. Nice wind up there by Mia. She pops it forward there in a blue jersey with the number 3 on her back there and the Argentine flag on her helmet.
Yeah, Mealy's trying to cover her as best she can, but she's
good luck.
Yes.
Tough to do there. Out in front, Pam trying to take a shot at that one. Mealy Sanchez under that red helmet there, working on those Valiente attackers. Flanagan across the front, picked up here though by Alejandro Novisia Estrada. Alejandro, the number 3 for the Audi squad here, out to the left, and Mealy Sanchez on the drive here for Audi. Mealy playing the number 1 position for the Audi squad. Bob Dranavis out to her right there. Bob trying to guide her out towards those sideboards and keep her away from the center of that field. Coming in here to pick the play up, Cambiaso. Mia gets that ball turned around. Mia Cambiaso, her father behind her, in case she needs some help there. Mia working down the sideboards nicely, gets that pass around Mark Gansey up to Pam Flanagan. Flanagan trying to send it inside there, comes off her mallet and picked up here by the number 4 for Audi, Mark Gansey. And a cross-field drive. Gansey slams that ball, and it hits the sideboards there as he comes racing in there to collect. Behind him there, Mia Cambiaso. A minute and a half into Chukker number 1. Cambiaso shooting inside there, trying to find Adolfo, the number 4 here in blue. A wide open path to goal for AC, and he gets it done on the north side. First point goes onto the board. Nice action here, Don, and Chukker number 1.
Yeah, that was a really nice team play to take the ball from the boards and pop it forward to goal into the red zone and finish it off.
See Adolfo here in slow-mo with Estrada behind, not able to get the hook on him. And so these teams will come back to midfield. Line up on the mounted officials. They change directions. They do that after every goal scored. It compensates for any potential wind, sun, or field conditions. They see a lineup there with the players ideally on the outside of that dotted line that goes down the midfield there. And they want a clean alleyway to throw the ball down into. When they see that, they fire. In this situation here, Audi has won the throw-in. Flanagan and Clarkin going at it down the sideboards there. Bob Dranavis in for Valiente. Open shot there by Bob. And here comes Adolfo. Adolfo Cambiaso, 60, now 70, 80 yards off his own back line, working towards midfield. Estrada moves in to try and shut him down defensively. He makes the back shot there, and the play turns. Mia Cambiaso trying to run onto the line here for Valiente and grab control.
It's interesting to see Mia and Nina playing against each other. They're always teammates, particularly in the Argentine Open. And it's I love watching them play together, so it's interesting to see them playing against each other today.
Well, and a fun fact there is that those two plus Pam were on the winning women's U.S. Open team. Yeah. So just an indication of the kind of firepower these ladies have out here. Those 3 just won the Open. I mean, that was 2 weeks ago or so.
Yeah, and a really great performance by their team. They all did their jobs perfectly, played their positions well, and dominated the tournament.
That's what it takes. I mean, that's what you have to do to win tournaments like that. Sanchez trying to put the pressure on Adolfo there. He's going to take his time, take control, and fire on down the way there. Bob tries to get to it. Mark is going to be there first. The ball is at the sideboards here. Halfway through Chukker number 1, and Mark Gansey working through the midfield here. Cross-field drive. He's in Audi territory here, looking for a path into the Valiente side of the field. Cambiaso in. Mia Cambiaso, that is.
Whoop.
The way that these kids, I mean, are like just mirror images of their father, or mini clones.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know,
I mean, turning the ball that efficiently, and the beautiful riding skills.
Well, and the way that she does it, and she reaches back. I mean, it's just mannerisms. You see glimpses of their father. With Poroto's the same way.
Yeah.
The way he plays. I watched him all summer in Denver, and then obviously been watching him here in WPL play. I mean, it's incredible.
It's strong genetics.
Oh, there's. The force is strong, as they say with those two. The force is strong. Here's Bob Dranavis out in front there. Mealy Sanchez trying to draw him into a foul there. Mealy picks the pieces of that play up here. Mealy Sanchez, a defender in front and one behind. The ball left behind, 30 yards out. Mark Gansey comes through. A slippery ball down there in Valiente territory, picked up by Adolfo. Adolfo Cambiaso. His daughter reaching back there, trying to hold on to it. A little bit of contact made. And here comes Sanchez around the top of the circle here. Sanchez bested by Adolfo. Sanchez staying strong with it, though. Nice work keeping the pressure on. Trying to play the ball behind that defender and take his options away. Tough to do with, just the nerves of having that man in front of you.
Yeah. That makes me nervous for sure.
No
Anytime
doubt.
I'm on the field, I either don't want to make a mistake or I'm afraid to go in too soon. And he's wonderful.
Oh man, he is quite something, and loves, I think, has fun in this level of polo and has fun playing with his daughter. And playing in matches like this. Here's at the back of the pack, Adolfo sending a little bit of instruction maybe to one of his teammates there, maybe his daughter.
Yeah.
We'll see, time is out. Let's look and see if we can see the foul here or see what the umpires thought happened. Little chip shot inside. Yep.
Yeah.
So, and that's what he was saying.
I think you had a near side on that.
She
play.
needed to go near side, and Adolfo was saying, "What were you doing coming in there like that?"
A giant piece of candy on the field. It's hard to resist.
That's the
I make
closest.
those mistakes.
Yeah, no, that's the easiest way to get to the ball. I mean,
yes, it is.
But in this case, the umpires not liking that path there. They wanted her to go to the near side there. They'll award possession to Audi. And we'll see who's going to take this one. I believe it'll be Estrada. Let's see, probably about 90 yards out or so. Not quite a straight shot. You can see the flags moving on top of the goalpost there, blowing a little bit right to left. Here's Estrada. See what he does with this one. He's going to send it on the first attempt there. It's a high lofted shot. Will they call it in? They will.
It is.
Wow.
Nice shot. That was beautiful.
I mean,
really impressive.
How about that?
And he made it look easy. Just as simple.
I mean, he shoots it at the right goalpost, knowing that wind is going to bring it. Let's watch again.
Well, just beautiful mechanics, perfect technique. His timing is perfect. He just literally walked up to the ball and sent it through.
And dropped it 2 feet over the line.
Yeah. Very impressive.
Very impressive, to say the least. Great stuff here in this World Polo League action. Estrada, open back shot there, running on the line. Mili Sanchez. Sanchez, I like the way she plays this number 1 position. We haven't seen much polo yet here. We're in the final minute of Chukker 1, but I like the way Sanchez, she seems feisty. Here's Cambiasso. Sanchez trying to chase her down. Cambiasso trying to find a path to goal. A nice approach. Mili is coming in hot. Oh, look at that.
Oh, beautiful goal.
Miss Cambiasso.
Nothing you can do about that.
Nope.
I think Mili just got there a little late, and look at that. I love seeing them come to the ball and go to goal this intense.
Oh, I mean, exactly.
And it's great to see it in the high-speed slow motion. It's beautiful.
Mili knows it as Mia goes to the near side there. There is nothing left for her to do but watch that one trickle across the line.
Yep.
So that will take us out of Chukker number 1. The 30-second warning horn goes shortly after that goal was scored there. Players ride off here through 1. Valiente on top by 1. The score 2-1. You're watching ChukkerTV and the Polo Channel's live coverage of the World Polo League and the U.S. National Mixed Doubles Championship. We're going to go to commercial break and be right back for the start of Chukker number 2. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. take a live look at the Valiente tent here as we were getting ready to come back on. Dawn and I were talking about Mili Sanchez. Man, what a little firecracker of a player she is.
She is. She's an intense player. She has a lot of talent. She's only 18 years old, but I played against her in California during the Sunny Hill Challenge at San Ynez at Tom Barrack's place. It was organized by Memo and Megan Reseda. It was a great tournament, quite a few teams, and Mili's team won with Hannah Grill. And she demonstrated some beautiful ball skills, making plays, stopping, turning. She can really read the field nicely. Very sophisticated and advanced for her age.
18 years old. I mean, we just saw her down in the corner with Adolfo Cambiaso, and she had the ball and was moving it behind him, trying to draw him into a foul. I mean, I think any time when in Chukker #1 you take on the king like that, you know, and let him, you set the tone with him, that's good. But
it's pretty fearless.
It is pretty fearless. You know, I'm joking around to it to a certain extent there, but I mean, I am, you know, also pretty serious. I mean, that's, you know, when anytime you're on the field with you know, with any of these players, I mean, we're looking at some of the top players in the world here. It's big, but man, especially behind that Argentine flag helmet, it's good stuff.
She wasn't intimidated for a minute, but you know, also she's got a great captain behind her in terms of Nina Clark, and you know, Nina is really great at commanding the field and instructing her players on what to do and what plays to make. I mean, she's the best anchor, I think, of any team player in the world. Oh yeah,
and
definitely.
What's Nina's handicap?
She's 10 goals.
She's 10 goals.
She is the best woman polo player in the world.
So that's the bar.
Yes.
That's the bar. That's just,
yeah. I mean, not only is she a great player, but she's also, as I said, a great captain of a team and the best anchor, particularly for a young, talented team, as she's just demonstrated 2 years in a row in the Women's Argentine Open with Mia Cambiaso and the Araujo sisters, Candy Araujo and Mili Araujo. They demonstrated beautiful play. It was a very close game in the first year against Ellerstina with you know, Leah Salvo, Sarah Weissman, and Clara Casino, and Hazel Jackson.
Tough team.
Those are some great players.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a very balanced team, and those players are, you know, more veteran players. And what was interesting to see is how the young players were able to, you know, take construction from Nina and you know, win on those two tournaments with a lot of pressure. I mean, they came back from behind in the second game. I think they were 3 goals down, maybe in the fourth chukker, fifth chukker, and they came back and won the game in the last few seconds of the game. Candy Araujo put in the goal. And, you know, there were a lot of people there at that game on Field 2 in Palermo. They were really interested to see, and it was exciting until the end.
And that's exactly what we wanted. You know, that's what you want to see in every match, and especially in Palermo.
Yes.
Yeah. To have that kind of action.
Yeah, I mean, hats off to the Argentine Association of Polo for putting together a women's open, and to all those who support it, like La Dolfina and Ellerstina and UAE. You know, I'm really appreciate that. I'm happy to be a part of it as well in the last 2 years, just to participate. You know, taking an All-American team down there the first year with Tiffany Bush and Clarissa Echezarreta and Erica Ganimcar.
Yeah.
And we knew it was going to be difficult, but I think
what a great team that is.
It was a lot of fun. We had a good time. It was, it was a lot of fun. You know, and as long as Tiffany's got a Michelob Light, she's happy.
Yeah, no doubt. Isn't that the truth?
I mean, it was really fun and it was a good experience, and that was really what it's about. You know, even if you don't win, like even in the Women's U.S. Open, we had a JV team participating, and they were 17 goals, but well balanced. And they knew it would be difficult, but guess what? They put up a good fight. And
I know that team.
I
think JV gets it's risky business calling that team JV. I know those girls on that team, and that's a strong squad. They gave every team a run for their money, I think.
I played against them, and they surprised us. We underestimated their abilities to play well balanced, and every one of those players plays the game well. They know it. They hit the ball well, so they surprised us. And that was Cedarcroft Farms.
Yep. No, I know that's the Hollow Tree gang over there from Flying Cow Polo.
Yes.
I know where they practice. That's a good group, no doubt about it. But you know, fun experience and fun to have the Women's Open here in Wellington.
Yeah, it really was. It was a lot of fun. It was great to see 8 teams participate. That's record breaking. You know, it was a little bit difficult in the beginning to think about the idea of moving it from Houston, Texas, where they had hosted for many years successfully. A lot of teams participated on multiple flights, but given the schedule now of the new Women's Argentine Open, it was almost at the same time of year. So we had to make a change because it was a clash in dates, and a lot of the upper-level women players would prefer to play in Argentina. They consider that sort of the most prestigious tournament, women's polo right now, at Palermo. So it was really generous of Houston to realize, you know what, you're right, I think it should go to Florida. So it ended up in Florida, and it's great. We're hosting it here, and I think it'll stay here for a while.
Is that right? How does that work? Is is it year by year, or are there multiple year kind of contracts, or?
What I learned from the process, the protocol is every 2 years, any club is welcome to apply for hosting the Women's U.S. Open.
Okay.
And
so there's an application
yes,
process. A club applies. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
And then the USPA Tournament Committee has their meeting to determine which club would be best suited to host that tournament. I don't know how that's determined, but
Yep.
and then
well, it's got to take in a lot of factors. I mean, there's so much that comes down to hosting a tournament,
Yes.
from the venue and parking
Yes.
and the infrastructure to do all
Yes.
that stuff.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So it was. I'm glad it came off. It went well. The tournament partnered with the Susan G. Komen Florida Foundation.
Very appropriate.
Yeah,
Yep.
it really was. I mean, in the early stages, it was really just to raise awareness about breast cancer, and towards the end of that, luckily, Joanne Smickless, Dale Smickless, they too liked the idea and felt it was important for Komen to be able to tell Sunny's story. Sunny Hales being one of our, legendary top women polo players ever.
I mean,
Nina
the contributions that Sunny made to the game will be remembered forever.
Yeah, forever. And we want to maintain that memory because there are a lot of young players that never had the joy or pleasure of meeting Sunny or of getting to play polo with her, but they've heard of her, and we want to continue to keep her legacy and memory alive and well. So I'm really excited about playing in the Women's WCT Women's Championship Tournament, which was created by Sunny Hale and is being taken care of by Grand Champions, and they're hosting their tournament tomorrow. I'm excited to participate in it with a lot of these great players and continue to honor Sunny Hale.
Okay, so you bring up the WCT. What's the difference between the WCT and the WIPN?
Okay, the difference is the Women's Championship Tournament was created by Sunny Hale in 2005 in order to create tournament opportunities for women to play polo against and with each other as often as possible. She put that together herself with friends like Joanne Smickless and help with Melissa Gansey and Mark and the family.
Yep.
And with Dale Smickless as the commissioner, who is a commissioner of the WPL as well.
Right.
And as time has passed since her passing, there was a decision or a desire to create another way of networking to help support these tournaments. So Women's Championship Tournament, literally if you listen to the language, it's for tournaments.
It's a tournament.
And the Women's International Polo Network is to network. We're not creating the tournaments. We're just trying to network people in order to participate in the tournaments. And we want to support the Women's Championship Tournament by promoting it as often as possible, encouraging as many clubs to host WCT qualifiers, which are for people that are women that are 5 goals and under. They need to qualify to play in the finals, which is taking place this weekend at Grand Champions.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Man, I'm learning a lot here. This is great. That's been one of my questions that I haven't got to ask yet is what is how do these two acronyms interact with each other?
Yeah, that's essentially what it is. And it's also, I think, everything evolves over time. And for instance, Facebook was really popular, and in fact, Sunny Hale made use of Facebook in its early stages. It was really revolutionary at the time, and it worked perfectly for her needs at the time. And now a lot of people are using Instagram. So, in some ways,
what a goal there! I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I mean, Nina Clarkin, what a run there! Yeah. About 180 yards.
Yeah, look at her swing. It's classic. It's classic. Her technique of hitting the ball is beautiful.
When you see her
textbook.
Yeah, when you see her swing from the side, it is very distinct. I was watching a practice over here about 2 weeks ago, and actually, as the Hawaii Polo Life team was practicing against Colorado one day before they were going over to the Open, and the way she winds up, it's a very distinct.
It is.
I guess is what I'm trying to say. In textbook. Perfect.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it is. Her riding style is very classic. It's interesting to see her contrasted with Hazel Jackson. Hazel just went to 10 goals in Argentina, and her playing skills are equally as impressive, but she's a little more like Eladia Ojoa as a player compared to the classic polo player.
A different 10.
Yes.
A different style of 10.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
While we take a look there, Nina walks to the tent to grab a sip here. We're in between Chukkers 2 and 3. We're going to take a quick commercial break here. Nina Clarkin ties things up 2-2 between Audi and Valiente here in between Chukkers 2 and 3. We're going to go to commercial and be right back with the U.S. National Mixed Doubles Championship, part of the World Polo League action from Valiente Field number 1. We'll be right back after this commercial break. Come back into the action here, looking at the other side of the field this time. We're taking a peek over the Valiente backline there. We see the full force of the Valiente squad and organization out there. You'll notice if you look hard in the background, lots of highly rated players there around the tents and trailers back there, helping with the horses, help with a little bit of strategy for these guys here. Adolfo, I would imagine, handles most of that for his team, but any help with ponies or things like that, the organizational the organization, the amount of organization that it takes to put teams on a polo field to play at this level is remarkable. For those of you that aren't familiar with what it takes over the back line, that kind of tent area there that we're looking into is like a pit area. If you were to compare it to auto racing, that's where they get everything they need. If they have any broken equipment during the chukker, if they need a fresh horse, if they need whatever they need, everything happens there in the tents. That's where the chukkers begin and end. The players get stretched out. They get ready for their games there. They talk strategy and go over horse lists and things like that. Their trailers are just out of the frame there, about 100 yards away. So big operations to put on polo at this level. If you're tuning in late here, you're tuning into a great match. It's 2-2 here in between chukkers 2 and 3. This is the U.S. National Mixed Doubles Championship. I'm sitting here. My name is Gus Whitelaw, and I'm joined by Dawn Jones here today. Dawn is the Vice President of the WIPN, the Women's International Polo Network. We were just talking a little bit about where kind of the WIPN came from, and it was interesting to learn kind of how you all started. Tell us a little bit about it, Dawn.
Well, it actually started with Milo Fernandez Araujo down in Argentina, and he asked Erica Ganimekar and I during the first Women's Argentine Open, why isn't there a calendar of dates for women to know who's playing when and where and at what time for tournaments
around the world?
Yes, why don't we have such a thing? And
from England to Spain to Argentina, United States.
And some people have tried to create that, but it didn't quite succeed, or it was very two-dimensional, not three-dimensional. And some of the associations, for instance, the USPA, really weren't capable of listing the Argentine Open because it's not USPA sanctioned.
Right, fair enough.
So, that's fair, but I think there could be a place.
There needs to be somewhere, right? Yeah, right.
Where can people go?
If not there, then where?
Yes.
Right.
So Erica, after she and I discussed with each other after having that conversation with Milo, well, how can we fix this? So let's approach the USPA, see if they can help. And they did offer some ideas on how they could, but there were some limitations. So at the end of the day, we decided, why don't we just create something ourselves? And in the process of doing that, we started enlisting other women we knew that had similar goals and ideas in mind. Cecilia Cochran was one of them.
Oh, yeah.
Courtney Azadorian, another. Courtney's our calendar keeper. She's awesome.
She's awesome.
And Pamela Flanagan, who's friends with Erica Ganimekar. I'd never met Pamela. She was up in Chicago. She's a lawyer practicing law in Chicago. She went to SMU.
She's as sharp as they come.
Yes, she is.
She's as sharp as they come.
A lot of respect for Pamela.
100%.
I've really enjoyed getting to know her over the last year, building this WIPN platform. Well, so Erica said, why don't we partner with Pamela? And Pamela had already started the World Polo Network on Instagram, and she had quite a few followers. She designed our logo, and we just said, is there a way we can partner with you? And we'll just come up with some branding colors. And she said, absolutely, I love this idea. Let's do it. So it's been, the rest is history.
I mean, when it comes together that smoothly, it's kind of like it's meant to be.
Yeah.
I mean, the pieces kind of fall into place.
They did.
There's someone that lights the fire.
Yes. Yep.
The hamster jumps on the wheel.
Yes. I mean, we were on the wheel. And there are quite a few of us. We all brought some special skill sets to the table.
Here's Pamela right here. Look at this, just running down that back line.
Oh, nearly. She'd love to put in that goal. She's an amazing rider and again, very intelligent, dependable. I have so loved working with her. Great demeanor and a great player.
And just like you said, a lovely person. She's very talented in everything, and everything that she does.
Yeah.
But at the end of it,
genuine
to the core.
Yes.
One of the good people in this world.
Genuinely authentic, for sure. And I've really loved working with her. And she's, what's interesting too is when all of us were collaborating to sort of build this, none of us had any, serious conflicts. I mean, sure, we'd have some, disagreements on. I think Pamela she needed to take on the near side there, and Nina came in on the line, appealed for the foul.
I think Nina definitay had the advantage on that one. Watching it, Pam
from here.
We have a great angle.
We can see that.
We're in the World Polo League mothership here, watching this one, and Nina able to watch that one from behind. Pam comes from right to left. Clarkin doesn't even have to try and make a play on that one. The umpires were also right on top of that play, watching it unfold. And, man, we've got some of the best umpires in the business here. These guys came up from Argentina. It's a fully Argentine crew. I talked to Dale Smiklis a couple games ago, and he said that originally they had tried for a little bit more diversity, but there was conflicting schedules and people that just weren't sure if they were going to take a flyer on a new project, you know, quite honestly.
Sure.
And these guys all believed in it, in the vision, and, man, have just done a phenomenal job. I most times get it wrong after 3 looks from the drone, and they get it right in real time every time. So,
it's amazing.
Hats off.
Yeah, it is. That's a difficult job. And, you know, humans can make mistakes, of course, we know that, but their percentage of mistakes are low for this crew. And, you know, something else I'd like to suggest to the WPL is the idea of inviting Fuchi Donovan, female umpire.
Oh, there we go.
Down at Palermo, not during the Open, but she has umpired at Palermo. I think it was with Russo Hegi.
Cool.
And I'd love to see Fuchi Donovan here umpiring some of the women's matches and maybe even the mixed doubles. It'd be really interesting to see her participate.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I mean, in a different, you know, it would be very cool to get her on board. Look at this, Pamela Flanagan and Mealy Sanchez running hard at it there. Oh, nice hook by Mealy in red, because Pamela, I mean, she had to lay that hook on her too, because Pamela had, I mean, she had that thing, the flag was up in her mind. I mean, that thing was going.
In the red zone,
yeah, she was ready to roll there.
Yeah.
Sanchez knew that. Back shot off Adolfo. It ricochets off Clarkin. He checks in. She's all right. He's going to keep working behind her there. Sanchez moves in to put pressure on Adolfo. He picks the pace up. She thinks about the hook. He takes his mallet away. No more option there. Gansey goes to make the defensive play, and it's knocked in by Flanagan. Nice work there. We can see a little discontent out of the Audi defender there, but Flanagan getting it done nicely.
I mean, what a nice shot by Adolfo. I mean, it's just beautiful. And I think, you know, you got to be really careful by the goalpost, but she did put it in. And I think Mark was probably trying to be very careful there at the goalpost and not bump Pamela there at the goalpost, and took his chances.
Watching, exactly.
I think he was being the gentleman to just be patient and wait.
Yep, and I think that he might have wanted an offside play there, but again, like you said, he gives way, maybe hoping for a whistle there, and it didn't pan out. She got the goal, and we're tied here at 3 apiece. Sanchez through. She fakes the back shot, though, to leave it for Estrada. Alejandro Navija Estrada here hits out to the left, and Cambiasso runs onto the line. That's Mia. Coming back to it at the sideboards there. She hits north here. Down the boards it goes. Flanagan waiting for a pass there, but time is out here with 3:55 to go in the first half. We'll see what the call is over there. I didn't see anything on the boards over there.
Neither did I, unless when she turned to the left, maybe there was someone on the line behind her.
Yeah.
She can hit that next shot, but not turn on it.
I don't know if Mark had gotten established on that line in their eyes. Let's see here.
You know, so she's approaching. There's someone behind her on the line. She's kind of curving it. Yeah.
The way that the ball bounced off the boards
She could only take it on
there.
the near side. She only had a near side with Mark coming in on that play, it looks like.
Nice play by Mr. Gansey there
he was
to
patient,
draw her
waited.
in.
Yeah.
Yep. This is his, let's see, 8, 9. This is his 10th chukker of play here today. He played this morning in a drag-out match against Grand Champions that went in favor of Audi. They went 2-0 this morning against the Grand Champions Casablanca team.
Oh, my.
And like I said, in chukker 5 with 2 minutes left, Pablo's pony slipped, and they both went down.
Oh.
And
both of them?
Both of them went down.
Oh, no.
We always hate to see that happen. Out of respect to both of them, we cut out of the coverage. And when we came back, the horse had popped up and walked out. I mean, of course, as soon as that happens, the horse ambulance on the field,
of course.
EMTs
That's
on the
protocol.
field.
Yeah.
That horse jumped up, walked off under its own power.
Yeah.
Pablo essentially did the same.
Yeah.
Right at the end of the 15-minute window there for the injury timeout, he put his put his helmet back on and got back on that and ended up coming home with a win for Audi. We see Estrada having a little bit of a difficult time with this pony here. It's spooking at the mini. Look at that.
Yeah,
There's
the little
a pony.
Mini pony is
Look
like
at that.
Those little mini ponies can really wreak havoc.
A lifelike Briar.
They can wreak havoc.
Look at that. I mean, that Polo pony, man. Let's see if we can keep the shot on that. I mean, that is just hysterical.
Yeah, it's not the natural order of things for the Polo horses to see.
I mean, that horse probably flies around the world, has seen airport terminals, has seen whatever, and the Briar horse outside of the field makes it difficult for him to restart. I think that's a rescue pony, too. I think that might be, I'm winging it here, but I think that might be one of Pam's rescue ponies.
It could be. It could be. If we could see the brand on it, we'd be able to find out right away.
Let's see if I can see I got some binoculars here. I'll see if I can see who's holding that thing over there.
If those ponies are pulling a cart, that is really catastrophic.
Oh, let me tell you, my son, I've got a 2.5-year-old son. He's got a mini cart, and we've got young horses on the property, and they get broke to stuff real quick. We play Chariots of Fire some afternoons and ringing around the property and the mini pony. And
they really,
our neighbors love it. Yeah.
We have a few horses on the place. Years ago, we had a little sulky and a mini pony dragging that sulky around. And I tell you what, our Polo horses would flip.
Oh, yeah.
They really weren't happy about it. It just was not natural.
Procedurally here, we're looking at a buried ball. Horse versus ball. Ball loses 99% of the time there. Oh, man, what a nice thought there out of the throw-in. Estrada wins it for Audi, sends the ball for Clarkin, but just a little too much power on that one. It ends up wide and out, and we'll see Adolfo knock in here. Hard hit ball out to the left. Flanagan going to run onto it here. Pamela angling downfield. Mark Ganzi watching there, trying to keep her out towards the sideboards on the near side. Nice poke by Clarkin.
Back shot by Nina.
Trying to set up either Sanchez or Estrada, but Adolfo Cambiaso all over that. He hits out to the right around Sanchez.
Well, see, that's where Adolfo reads those back shots perfectly. He can get on the line of those back shots right away.
The way he watches somebody go to the ball, and he can tell by the way that mallet head angles which way it's going. Is it going to be open or is it going to be tail? And he's there. He's there every time. It's unreal. It's great stuff. That's why he's the best, has been, and will continue to be. Here's Pamela.
Yeah, and he put that perfect back shot right in the middle of the field for Pamela. She was in the right position, ready to head downfield. Oh.
Everybody that plays with him talks about how easy he makes it to play the game of polo. It sounds so obvious, but we watch passes like that get to the end of your mallet or where your mallet's about to be, and it gives so much confidence to these players. You watch them just like that. As we watch this here, his daughter.
Yeah, and Pamela's making a good defensive play there on Mark and
Team Polo, great action there. Mia Cambiaso. Nice little player.
She is. She is the finisher. She will finish those goals. I think her percentage on goals got to be 90. It's incredible. She rarely misses. Rarely. That's a skill. Huh. There are a lot of high goal players. They don't make those kind of numbers and percentage of success.
It's stressful. For some reason, there's about 280 yards of the field that are easy to carry the ball through, but 20 that are miserable, and those 20 are the last 20 before the goal.
Yeah.
We're seeing the umpires give a little bit of time here for I don't know if there's a broken stirrup leather or something like that on that, or some sort of tack issue on that pony, but they let Clarkin swap from a black pony to this gray here that she's about to race into the frame on. The teams are waiting at midfield. Valiente on top by 1 goal here. Mia Cambiaso able to break the tie, as Dawn pointed out. Pam Flanagan doing a great job. Exactly what she should have been doing in that situation, taking the defender out of the play to allow unobstructed access to that goal. We saw Mili Sanchez there. Now Estrada hits a short one for Clarkin. Clarkin, casual swing there, trying to keep it within reach there. Look at that. Cambiaso trying to get on the play there. Mark Ganzi taps it in, trying to get to goal. Knocked out of there by Adolfo. Picked up by Estrada. Open goal there. He shoots. Oh, man. How did that happen?
It's that pony.
That 20 yards.
It's that pony on the sideline.
Yeah, exactly. That horse is still thinking about that pony over there. No doubt about it. Oh, man. He gets
well, good try. That happens to the best.
Just like that. We saw, I mean, he is one of the best, literally. Like we were just talking about there, it's sometimes that 20 yards in front of the goal is the toughest spot of the field to hit the ball in there. Clarkin holding her own, coming in, bumping and banging a little bit with Mia. Here's Estrada now to take control. That's one Estrada. We were originally scheduled to have a pair of Estradas playing in this one. I mean, I think that horse is just having visions of that white pony there. Estrada dying to get out of chukker number 3 here. Look at that. Pamela just giving him the business.
She is determined. She never gives up. She puts pressure on. Look, she's back again.
Yep, just staying in the...
And it's great. She's going to make him hit away and not give him all day and give time to her teammates to make some defensive plays and cover and mark their opponent. Every team member's got to do their job.
Look at that. I mean, Audi, what a great way to pick the pieces up there.
Beautiful.
With the way
that was beautiful team play.
The way that that Pam was putting pressure on Alejandro at midfield, not letting, because if that time that she bought up was the time that just saved him from a goal there. She buys a couple seconds. That's all Mealy would have needed to finish there. The double horn went, and that ball's left on the field. They're going to have to finish that one in the beginning of chukker number 4.
Sure
great work there by Flanagan, the president of the Women's International Polo Network. Pretty cool to see her out there in action. Great match here at Valiente on field number 1. Valiente in blue on top by 1 goal as we head into halftime here. These folks head over to their tents and trailers. They're going to talk a little strategy under their tents at halftime here, grab some fresh ponies, and be back out for chukkers 4, 5, and 6 of this U.S. National Mixed Doubles Championship, part of the World Polo League coverage here. We're going to go to a quick commercial break here and be back right after halftime for our next 3 chukkers of polo. Don't go anywhere. Stick around. The action continues after this break.
I love this mare that we got from Vicky Armour. Her name's Girl Power. She's probably the most comfortable horse I have.
My name's Carlos Gracida, and I played the mare a couple times in Grand Champions. Yeah, Girl Power was always nice. She was always smooth. She always had a good mind, and for a thoroughbred, that's huge.
I play her usually first and sixth. Best attribute, definitely her speed. I was able to get on her and hit a big neck shot to the goal to go up by 3. She has such a comfortable stride that I had such confidence hitting the ball. I knew I was going to hit it well because I was on her.
I told you we were going to halftime, and guess what? I lied. There is no halftime. I'm not a smart guy. I went to my normal end of chukker number 3. I think what it is, Don and I were just talking, I got spooked by that pony over there, the same way as Estrada's horse. Anyway, a 4 chukker event here today. I was under the impression that we were playing 6, but we're playing 4, so this is the 4th and final chukker of regulation. Audi with an opportunity here, maybe in the start of chukker number 4.
They might be able to finish this goal, see if they can tie the score. And, typically here in the United States and most other countries, there's usually just 4 chukkers played in women's polo. In Argentina, they play 6. We'd love to see 6 chukkers eventually played here in the United States, maybe even get to 5. But we're getting there. We have to keep cultivating the younger players and help them develop their handicap, raise that handicap higher, like Mealy Sanchez in Argentina, to get her to 8 or 9 goals.
And she wants a goal right here. Look at Mealy, the number 1 there,
right
the first one in. Who will get it? Cambiaso. Mia Cambiaso, to be exact. And she is on a breakaway here. Chasing her down there is Nina Clarkin. She goes to the near side. The ball jumps from Mallet. Pam Flanagan in there to back her up. Nice lofted shot by Pam. Into the boards. Off the boards. Here's Cambiaso. Now Gansey on the near side.
Oh, be careful, Mark. Pam's coming in.
I was just going to say, this is no different than the normal WPL stuff where you better hit it. If you've got an opportunity, don't hang on to it because somebody is coming in hot to put the pressure on you.
Yes. And see how Pamela just took Mark and escorted him to the left, and, of course, he's being the gentleman. And,
as he always is.
Yes, and Estrada made a beautiful neck shot downfield, but it went right to Adolfo's mallet.
It's tricky when that happens.
Well, he shows up there.
It's amazing how it happens, though, isn't it? His mallet isn't there, and then you hit the ball, and all of a sudden, his mallet is there.
Yeah, he reads the plays so perfectly, well in advance. I mean, 3 plays ahead of anybody practically.
Oh, at least, yeah. No, it's so amazing to watch these guys at this level. The way they read the game, the way they can instruct their teammates to be.
Oh, yeah.
And we had the conversation yesterday, and Dale and I did, and we were talking about Dale Smickless and we were talking about some of the masterminds and the way they read the match. I think there might have been a broken mallet head for Adolfo. I don't know if I saw that right, but it looked a little weird the way that came off there. Yeah. We see Mia though trying to pick the pieces up. Estrada, nice defense there by Alejandro Novilla Estrada. And Clarkin hits a hard ball for Mealy Sanchez. Sanchez, look at that. Here she comes trying to outrun Bob Jernavis. Look at her go. Mealy Sanchez, we told you at the beginning of the Chukker.
She will go.
Means business. She tries to place Bob where she wants him. Mealy Sanchez working inside. Can she get it?
She's finishing it. She's a formidable player. And you can count her to score.
We just saw. Look at that. The way she watches the defender. She checks down.
Yes, she did.
She knows she's got it here. Yes. She's got the defender beat. He moved on past her. Man, just
really impressive.
Awesome stuff there out of the 18-year-old. Mm-hmm. Great work. Mealy Sanchez. I mean, that was a beautiful run. 150-plus yards right to goal. And, I mean, with Bob Jernavis all over. Bob, mounted as good as they come.
And it's also, impressive that, Mealy's coming from Argentina. She's getting horses from Grand Champions. Mm-hmm. And that's a beautiful horse that just helped her there get that goal. But, she's got to get to know these horses and then get out there and play. It's not easy if you're traveling around the world playing other people's horses. And so that's even more reason to be impressed with her.
I don't have trouble playing my own, let alone you try to borrow somebody else's horses, and then you're expected to perform on them.
Well,
here we are at Valiente Field 1, buddy.
Yes, get busy, get on it, get going. I think maybe Pamela might have brought the pony out intentionally.
I like it. Yeah, look at that. Mealy working on it again there. That ball escapes her, and it's picked up here by a pair of Cambiasos. The first one was working on Mealy. The second one takes the ball. It's like they've done this together before. Out to the left it goes. Bob Jernavis in the vicinity. He moves on to the line here, playing the number 1 position. Gets a little touch on it there. Mealy looks for the back shot. Mia goes forward.
That was a nice hook there by Mia Cambiaso, setting up Pamela Flanagan with a beautiful pass.
She's got a great swing, too, the way that mallet hangs out there. She
does. And, it was great to see Mia put it over in the open space to the right. She didn't split the ball 50-50 with Pamela's defender. She was able to give her a little more room to get to that pass. I mean, that's thoughtful play.
It's amazing. Yeah. No, I mean, there's a lot going on when you're playing polo. To have that kind of awareness on top of it is that's what changes you from a good teammate or a teammate to a great teammate, and the ones that people want to play with. And
well, she's a team player for sure, and she has the capability of being this shining star, but she likes to play team play, and she just enjoys the game. This is something she likes to play with her family for fun, with her friends. So
Valiente shut down on the doorstep there by Estrada. Cambiaso coming in, try to finish. Flanagan there to pick the pieces up. She goes to the back shot.
Oh.
How about that? Estrada with his hands full down there between Adolfo and Pam. Pam able to seal the deal. Goes out to the right.
It looks like her mallet is wrong, practically.
Yeah.
Maybe it just hit the ground a little bit there.
Perfect play there, Estrada. Yeah, look at him reaching out.
Nice play, Pamela.
Oh, good stuff there. Good stuff. So 3:14 left here in Chukker 4. And we see a lot of Valiente players over the back line here getting on fresh ponies. 3 out of 4 are going to freshen their legs up over here.
As you said, it's an interesting analogy of like Formula One to polo in terms of the pit crew and the grooms and the staff waiting on the lines with the spare horses, and it's very similar. I mean, the tire change is a split seconds, and here you can jump from horse to horse very quickly as well, and they're tacked, ready to go.
It's amazing. Look, right here we've got they're giving them time to change, but when you're in charge of changing horses on your own, it is exactly like a race. If you're late getting that fourth tire on, and you're late out of the pits, they lap you.
Yes, they will.
If you're late 8 out of the tent with a horse,
3 against
you're out
4.
of the throw-in.
Yeah, 3 against 4. Your team is left vulnerable.
Because that other team's counting.
Oh, yeah.
If you're not back,
instantly,
they're on the umpire
that's
saying,
right.
we want it, we want
That's
it.
Right. That's right.
All the way through the pack. It goes out the back door. It's going to be Valiente with control here. They are on top by 1 goal. 3 minutes and 8 seconds left in the match here. This, the U.S. National Mixed Doubles Championship, coming to you live. Part of the ChukkerTV and Polo channel live stream coverage of the World Polo League there. Gansey gets a back shot.
Look at that. That is just beautiful turn. Just beautiful.
Oh, man. The horsepower, the way those horses.
Oh, Nina had a beautiful near side
just
there.
a steal, a
beautiful.
pickpocket play.
There she goes. She might have a chance.
It's all about horsepower here. Mia trying to run her down there. Nice bump.
Yeah.
Mealy there to back her up. Keeps the drive alive.
Yep.
We'll see if Mia can play it forward here so far.
What a great decision
so
by
good,
her to just take it forward rather than back it to Nina or everyone else on the field. They've got that lead. She can run a little bit of the clock. She has confidence she can turn the ball and leave it for her father, which they do regularly.
It's nice to know that guy's coming in behind you.
It's, it gives you a lot of confidence and comfort.
Look at her. I mean, the way she just runs.
Pamela should just get behind her at this stage. Just check up, Pam. There you go.
She's got 2 speeds.
Yeah.
Wide open or, standing still.
It's like she kind of gets in the zone. I mean, she is an attacker. It's an incredible number 1.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it, the zone.
She really is. What amazing focus.
That form out of Nina. We see it again there. She passes for Mealy, who's being guarded by Adolfo Cambiaso. Adolfo turns quickly, as he will do. Mealy trying to get back to him there, maybe trying to surprise him with a hook. She almost got it, I tell you what. And that's where that quick turn of Adolfo buys him time.
Yeah, she was reaching for that hook.
Look at Pam keeping the mallet low. Kicked back by a pony, picked up on the near side by
And what a beautiful save by Mia. And look, she's going to check up, cut behind Mark, set up.
Oh,
Nina's a spoiler.
Yep, not going to let it be slowed down for a second here. 1:18 left. Audi is dying for an opportunity. Cambiaso hits towards the goal. Estrada tries to stop it. It's wide of the goal and out. Maybe he knocked that one wide there.
So, what do they got? About a minute?
About a minute, yeah, 1:08. Audi has a chance here. There's, no doubt that there is an opportunity. What are they doing? Are they going to have a...
It could be a safety. I think it hit Estrada's mallet, so it's a safety.
Well, this doesn't help the chances I was just talking about for Audi. With Adolfo going to the line here. If he misses, the clock will start running. The clock starts running as soon as he hits this one. We got 1:08 left here. Call it, that would give them about 57, 58 seconds left on there as they start to knock in. Plenty of time for a run downfield.
That's plenty of time. They can do it in 15 seconds.
Even,
Team play, pass to pass to pass.
They need this one to go wide. They need it to go wide. It will not go wide. It is perfectly up and down. I think that was a 56-degree pitching wedge there for Adolfo Cambiaso. I mean, just incredible loft.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
On that one. And that'll pretty much do it for our U.S. National Mixed Doubles Championship here today from Valiente Field 1. Tick-tock goes the clock, 40 to play here in the 4th. Valiente on top by a pair of goals. And they win the ensuing throw-in.
And looks like Mia is going for the pass.
The 30-second horn goes here in Wellington.
Nice.
I mean,
very nice control. It's remarkable.
It really
still they're trying to take. No.
I love it.
Yeah.
Valiente has this one, but they don't stop trying for a second down there. They keep the pressure on, and now they go right to the good games and the handshakes back there. An awesome match here. A lot of fun. Really great inaugural match. I was happy to be a part of this and watch it. I think they did some great team plays. I love seeing the women perform well with the men players. Great mixed doubles. I hope to see more of this next year. Yeah, it is. I really hope to see more of this next year. I hope that there'll be a lot more teams involved, more women players given the opportunity to play, because there's so many with great skills. This would be a great place to showcase those skills. Well, and you know, you mentioned it earlier, but let's say it again. I mean, women's polo is the fastest growing sector hands down.
It is.
When you look at, and if there's any question about, where the momentum is and where women's polo is going, look at the amount of time that Adolfo puts into women's polo. Look at the support that he puts into women's polo internationally with his daughter, with, Mia Estrada was scheduled to play today. She wasn't able to. There's a substitution. But, there's a strong group of young,
talented,
amazing. We saw, look at Mealy. 18 years old.
Yeah.
What a future that young lady has.
Yeah, there are a lot of other young girls her age that have a bright future in the game, and they're extremely talented. So
and now a platform to be seen on.
Yes.
Which is great.
I like to see that anytime that women get the chance to be promoted to play the game of polo, whether it's arena polo, whether it's open, outdoor polo, or mixed doubles polo, or women specific, it's great. We need to see more of that and more opportunities. So.
And I think we will. I think we're going to. It'll be interesting to see if we can get our the female umpire involved.
Fuji Donovan. Let's give her an invitation. I'd love to see her come and umpire one of these games. Or
I think it'd be great.
Games.
Yep, I think it'd be great. Dawn, thank you so much for joining me
You're
this
welcome.
afternoon.
Thanks for the invitation.
Yep, absolutely. It was great to have you here. To our viewers, thank you so much for tuning in to the continued coverage here of the World Polo League and for checking out this U.S. National Mixed Doubles Championship. Valiente takes the win by 2 over Audi. Some great action here up and down the field. Again, thanks to our fans for tuning in. And check worldpolo.org for all the updates and information on our upcoming broadcasts. One tomorrow and 3 games, I believe, on Sunday. So worldpolo.org for all the updates. Check out the WIPNpolo.com site, the Women's International Polo Network. There are a lot of great information about the Women's International Polo Network and what they're doing in women's polo and the direction and views on the future and ways for people to get involved. All sorts of stuff there. So
there are ways to create player profiles and club profiles too. We really encourage people to go online, log in, and create a club profile so you can feature your women's events or mixed doubles events
and
like
get on the schedule.
Yes, get on the schedule.
Very cool. So that's WIPNpolo.com, Women's International Polo Network. Check it out. Check out worldpolo.org, WIPNpolo.com, and we'll be back on the air tomorrow afternoon for a continuation of the World Polo League Triple Crown of Polo coverage. We'll see you then. Thanks for tuning in.